This is home. Twin States News starts right now.
Tonight talks about the future of one of the Queen City's most historic buildings in the historical African American Business District, the E.F. Young Jr. Hotel. Will it be demolished? Will it be rehabilitated? Well, Twin States News' Donisha Branham attended the City Council meeting to find out.
Today, the owners of the E.F. Young Jr. Hotel met with the City Council in regards to the status and state of the historical building. Preserving the history is one of the main objectives they have. We hear more from Eric Young, who says he feels like they got their message across.
I think it turned out well. I think the council now has a better understanding of what's going on, why the hotel hasn't been renovated, why it hasn't been torn down, what the state is, and how we got there.
Young says that the hotel represents everybody's history, and he is thankful for the interest from the community here today and hopes to see more help from the community.
We'd like everybody to get involved in that hotel. It's not about us. We own the brick and mortar, but we don't own the history. And I'm hoping that people will take pride and invest in that hotel.
A local artist shared his art as well as his passion for preserving the history of the historical African American Business District.
Let the council know that the people of Meridian are watching and they are concerned about what's going on in the city. That's the reason why I came here, to see 5th Street, nothing done, and 22nd Avenue and all the surrounding areas, millions of dollars being spent. We need to change that. And I thought if I drew the picture, draw the attention, got a voice, maybe we could change things.
Today, the council got a full rundown on all that has been taking place with the E.F. Young Jr. Hotel. One of the council members gave their opinion on the meeting.
I thought the meeting was fulfilling, enlightening. It brought some light to some things that we, as a new council, were not fully aware of.
Donisha Branham, Twin States News, Meridian.
New art is coming to the Queen City, and this time with a special feature. Twin States News' Jasmine Stevenson spoke with 3 of the contributors to the new mural.
The newest art project in Meridian is now in its 11th day of the completion process. 2 of the 5 artists for the project explain how a design for a festival flyer is now becoming a mural.
Daniel Etheridge here has been in the community for a while. He was part of the Jimmy Rogers Foundation many years ago and had developed this for a concert or for a festival poster. And from there he was able to utilize it and then make some changes to it and create a nice, well put together, just like poster of someone that represents Mississippi or Meridian. And from there he's been just looking at a way to actually bring it to life, more than just a t-shirt.
The artists say they've received a lot of support so far, from people bringing cold water, food, and even just stopping by to take pictures.
We've been accepted by the entire downtown population as, you know, as like supporting us in ways they can. They can't go up on the lift, they can't paint or draw because of the size of it and the height of it, but they've supported us by dropping off sodas or water or bringing something to eat or just coming by and keeping us company and sitting with us and talking to us.
A special feature to be added to the mural once completed is a QR code to be scanned and will bring the art alive through animation.
When you put your phone over the QR code that will be actually on the mural itself, the mural will activate and then it will come alive and become animated. So it's going to be one of the first in the state, the largest in the state at 75 feet, 30 feet wide, to be an interactive augmented reality.
The artists are pushing to have the mural completed by the end of next week. Jasmine Stevenson, Twin States News, Meridian.
This Friday, June 3rd, Mississippi's largest amateur sporting event, the State Games of Mississippi, will take place. There will be an Olympic-style opening ceremony featuring a parade of athletes, torch lighting, fireworks, and food all downtown. The festivities start at 5 p.m., the parade at 7, and fireworks at 8:30. The Meridian Public School District is bringing back its summer feeding program starting tomorrow, June 1st. Children 18 years old and younger will be provided with breakfast and lunch Monday through Friday beginning at 7:30 a.m. There are various site locations where you can pick up the meals. The program ends on July 22nd. To find out where the location of the meal sites are, you can visit twinstates.news. Although monkeypox typically spreads among animals, it can infect people and spread through close contact. Chris Demio has more on that, plus why the WHO says the virus is unlikely to become a pandemic.
The last thing anyone wants is talks of another possible pandemic. But after more than 2 years of living with COVID-19, a global rise in monkeypox cases is stoking some fears, prompting the World Health Organization to try and alleviate concerns.
At the moment, we are not concerned of a global pandemic.
So far, the WHO is reporting more than 300 confirmed and suspected cases of the virus in more than 20 countries, an unusual trend considering monkeypox is commonly found in Central and Western Africa and not highly linked to travel. Because monkeypox is similar to the virus that causes smallpox, global health professionals say a vaccine exists, but
we are concerned that because the global population is not immune to orthopox viruses since the end of smallpox eradication, that the virus may attempt to exploit a niche and spread more easily between people.
Monkeypox is known to cause flu-like symptoms and a rash on the skin, and while at least a dozen cases have been identified in the U.S., the risks of you contracting it are slim.
It's really only people who've got this very close contact with people who are infected that there's any risk at all. But it isn't terribly infectious in normal circumstances. So clusters of cases normally die out quite quickly just by themselves.
Monkeypox can prove fatal with a mortality rate of about 10 to 17%, usually affecting immune-compromised individuals. So far, among those new cases, no deaths have been reported. Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
A bipartisan group of lawmakers meets today about gun control legislation. Caroline Shively has more from Washington.
Today marks 1 week since 19 children and 2 teachers were shot to death at this elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. Over the weekend, protesters made it clear to President Biden they want action now. The president told the crowd, "We will," but on Monday admitted he doesn't have the power to outlaw assault weapons or strengthen background checks.
I can't dictate this stuff. I can do the things I've done, and any executive action I can take, I'll continue to take.
The power to change gun laws lies with Congress. The House is in recess this week, but the Judiciary Committee is set to hold an emergency hearing on Thursday to mark up new legislation. The package of 8 bills includes provisions to raise the buying age for semi-automatic rifles from 18 to 21 and to ban the sale or possession of new high-capacity ammunition magazines, although existing magazines would be grandfathered in. Past gun control measures passed in the House have died in the Senate, but the mood may be shifting since Uvalde.
This is a sign to us that we need to do a lot more than we have done in the past.
The Senate is also out on break, but a bipartisan group of senators is holding a virtual meeting today aimed at finding common ground on gun legislation that can pass both chambers. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
European leaders further commit to economic hardship inflicted on Russia as their invasion of Ukraine enters day 97. Members of the European Union agreed Monday to embargo 90% of Russian oil imports by the end of the year. This is part of a new series of sanctions against Moscow, agreed upon at a summit where Ukraine was also given an additional $9.7 billion in assistance. Representatives of the Russian government seemed unfazed, saying they will find other countries to send their oil to. When you consider we have, at last check, about 20,000 genes, it's really amazing that experts have been able to pinpoint which ones can turn especially nasty. We've heard of mutations in the BRCA gene that put women at higher risk for breast and ovarian cancers. But there's another, far more reaching one, and a Connecticut woman is hoping to raise awareness. Barbara Morse has more on a gene most people have never heard of.
It's the breast cancer that really flagged everything.
Elizabeth Johnston was just 37 years old when she got that breast cancer diagnosis 6 years ago. A full body scan revealed she also had lung cancer.
After the PET scan had showed the lung cancer and they biopsied it and determined it was 2 different cancers versus one cancer that had spread, they added Li-Fraumeni.
Li-Fraumeni syndrome, or LFS, is hereditary, caused by a gene mutation.
So people with Li-Fraumeni syndrome tend to develop cancer at unusually young ages.
Catherine Schneider is a senior genetic counselor at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, where Elizabeth was tested. She says those with this mutation are at higher risk for multiple different types of cancer, which means they have to have regular screenings. In Elizabeth's case, that has included full-body scans and regular colonoscopies.
My 2-year colonoscopy found that I had colorectal cancer.
It was stage 1 and very treatable.
Because the prevalence of childhood cancers is so great with LFS, my husband and I were, really unified in wanting to just be as informed as we possibly could.
So they had their 2 kids tested. They are fine, but Elizabeth remains on alert.
And the hope is that being in a vigilant screening program is that it is caught early.
The more we know, the more we test, the more we find things, the earlier we find them. And when you find cancers early, you have more options in what can be manageable.
Still ahead tonight, we have your complete forecast. Plus,
having fun in the sun this summer may cost you big bucks. I'm Jackie Ibanez with a look at the dramatic price increases on flights, hotels, and more. That's all straight ahead.